spelling her name in abbreviated form. "I'm Katya. I'm a nanny." Pausing to suggest how silly, how demeaning the very term nanny was. She hated it. She was spending July and August until Labor Day working for a couple named Englehart from Saddle River, New Jersey. The Engleharts had just built a split-level house on New Liberty Street, on one of the harbor channels. Maybe you know them? Max and Lorraine? They belong to the Bayhead Harbor Yacht Club. "Doubtful that I do," Mr. Kidder said with a polite sneer. "If your employers are among the swarm of new people multiplying along the Jersey coast like mayflies." Katya laughed. Dignified Mr. Kidder didn't like the Engleharts any more than she did, and he didn't even know them. Was he going to offer to buy her the nightgown? It seemed to have been forgotten, for which Katya was both grateful and mildly disappointed. Though there was no doubt in her mind how she'd have reacted. Mr. Kidder, no thanks. "Well, I have to leave now," Katya said, edging away. "Goodbye." "And I too. In this direction." And so, Mr. Kidder fell into step with Katya, walking with her on Ocean Avenue and making sparkly conversation with Tricia, a shy child, now a not-so-shy child, beguiled by this charming old white-haired man who, so far as a 3-year-old could know, might be a grandfatherly friend or acquaintance of her parents. Now in the succession of shop windows, Katya was aware of two reflections, her own and that of the tall, white-haired Mr. Kidder. You would think, an attractive pair. Katya smiled in the hope that passers-by might imagine them together, maybe related. She was thinking how unusual it was to see a man of Mr. Kidder's age so tall, at least 6 feet 2, and he carried himself with such dignity, his shoulders so straight, and his clothes, those were expensive clothes, and that striking white hair, soft floating white, lifting in 2 wings from his high forehead. His skin was creased like a glove lightly crushed in the hand, and was slightly recessed beneath the eyes, yet no more, Katya thought, than her own bruised-looking eyes when she had to push herself out of bed at an early hour after an insomniac night. Mr. Kidder's face was flushed with color, however, as if blood pulsed warmly just below the surface of his skin. He appeared to be of an age far beyond that of Katya's father, yet she couldn't believe that he was her grandfather's age. That terrifying limbo of free fall when specific ages become to the young beside the point. To the young there are no meaningful degrees of old, as there are no degrees of dead. Either you are or you are not. Katya noticed that Mr. Kidder winced just slightly, walking with his cane. Yet he meant to be entertaining, telling her and Tricia that he had a new 100% non-organic plastic right knee. Have you ever heard of anything so amazing? Katya said, "Sure we have. People can buy new knees, hips, hearts, lungs, if they have the money. Nothing needs to wear out if you're rich. Tricia here will live to be 110. Her parents expect it." Katya laughed, and Mr. Kidder joined in. Exactly why, neither could have said. "And what of you, dear Katya? How long do you expect to live?" "Me? Not long at all. Maybe until I'm 40. That's old enough." Carelessly, Katya spoke, with a shiver of distaste. Her mother was over 40. Katya had no wish to resemble her. "40 is far too young, dear Katya," Mr. Kidder protested. "Why do you say such a thing?" He seemed genuinely surprised, disapproving. Katya felt the warmth of his disapproval, which was so very different from the chilled disapproval of her family. Katya has a mouth on her, a mouth that wants slapping. "Because I have bad habits?" "Bad habits? I can scarcely believe that." Mr. Kidder frowned, intrigued. Why she sometimes spoke as she did, Katya didn't know. The mouth speaks what the ear is to hear. Wanting to impress this man, maybe. Flattered by his interest in her, though she guessed she knew what it was, or might be. Yet somehow she didn't think that was it. Older men often